Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Natoya and I'm here to help you start traveling the world. So in this video guys, we are going to talk about how to have the courage to travel to a new country for an entire month. So guys, I talk about long-term traveling a lot on my channel and I want to talk about it even more. But you're probably wondering why I stress it so much to experience long-term traveling. And I'm going to make a video on why you should travel long-term and why you should travel to a new country for a month, like why even do it, because I feel like it's so life-changing and I recommend it to everyone, especially to do it solo. So that's probably going to come out next week, but in this video we're going to talk about how to have the courage to do it, how to even bring yourself to even consider traveling long-term, especially doing it solo. So guys, this video is a part of my playlist on living in a new country for a month. It's just a ton of videos to help you live in a new country for a month. I get into detail of just many different things that you need to think about before traveling for a month. Living in a new country for a month has become my new favorite thing. It's so much fun. Just really immersing myself in a new country for an entire month. I did that in Croatia. Well, Croatia was a little bit more than a month. Croatia, Ghana, Sri Lanka, Paris. I'm definitely missing somewhere. And I'm planning on doing this in Mexico and Spain sometime in 2022. So this is something that I love doing. And again, I will make a ton of videos on why you should do this because I feel like it's awesome and you're gonna love it. And again, it's gonna be life-changing. So guys, my first tip is to plan out that month. Plan it out. All 30 days. Make sure you have a game plan. So for the month, you can stay in one city for an entire 4 weeks. I've done that. Or you could stay in four different cities, each week a different city. Or you can stay in a whole bunch of cities and just travel around the country. Whatever. Just have a game plan. Know what you're gonna do for that month. A lot of travelers recommend like being spontaneous and like deciding what you want to do short term, but I find that doing that will cost you money and just stress you out, especially if this is your first time traveling for a month or just your first time traveling a longer period of time. Have a game plan, like plan out your trip. And I've made so many videos on planning your trip. I'll link that video above and below. But the number one thing I found with all these years of traveling, living abroad, is to have a game plan. You need to know what you're doing and avoid the stresses of trying to plan things out short term and just trying to figure things out on the go. It's just not worth it. A lot of the travel community tries to romanticize the idea of not having a plan. If you're like a crazy Virgo like me, it's not gonna work. Have a plan, know what you're doing, do not stress yourself out. I just made a video on how to deal with culture shock and culture fatigue, where I talked about that you have to deal with a lot of stress already when you're going to a new country and dealing with a different culture, handling a different culture. Do not have that stress of planning your trip while in country over your head. Just know what you're doing when you're back home in America, in your comfort zone. Just sit down in your bed and make a game plan. Plan. My next tip for you on living in a country for an entire month, and I know these sounds very boring, but trust me, you need to do these things. You need to save your money. You need to feel financially secure. You need to know that you have enough money, because when you're in a country and you don't have enough money or you're penny pinching, worrying about money when you're in a new country is such a distraction. It just really takes your mind off of being in the moment and enjoying everything around you. Trust me, I've been there plenty of times and I'm telling you this so you don't do that to yourself. Save money, have an emergency fund, do your research and have a solid budget. Know how much money you need. I created a video on coming up with a budget for your trip. I'll link that above and below. And just have a game plan on your daily spending budget. Avoid any money issues. Money stress is such a distraction and I don't want that to be an issue for you. Like I said, I've been there and it's not worth it. My next tip, guys, is to learn about the culture before going there. I know this might seem obvious. I know it. Trust me, I know it seems obvious, But like I said in a lot of my videos, you don't know what you don't know. Google X country's cultural norms and just read up on all the different norms, the things to do, the things to avoid, how to properly conversate with people, just learn how you can be your best in that country, just learn all the things you need to know to be on your P's and Q's in that country. Because guess what, when you're communicating with people the best way they like to communicate, they're more receptive, and that's just another way of you connecting with someone abroad. Like, for example, when I was in Japan, Japanese people, they do not like small talk. They don't like, especially when you're at work, they don't like to like talk about, oh, how's the weather? Or did you catch that game yesterday? Especially when you're at work, that is a no-no. So when I learned how to best communicate with my coworkers, I was able to really connect with them, and we started to go out together after work. And the same way with my Japanese friends. When I learned what works in Japan and not what works for me as an American, I was able to have a better experience in Japan. So not only am I talking about connecting with the people in the country, I'm talking about learning about the different culture, learn about different aspects of the culture, the different foods, different places to go. Just do your research. You might have this dream of going to this country like your whole life, but there's just a lot that you still don't know, and there's just a lot that you need to know, because you're coming from a perspective of just wanting to visit this country. Go from the perspective of you're going to immerse yourself in this new culture and you want to be your best. My next tip, guys, is to take shorter trips. Build up your confidence of traveling long term. And this is also a tip I give a lot. So start where you are. If you've just left the country alone, if your longest time outside the country is 3 days or 5 days, go take a 1 week trip somewhere. And it doesn't have to be some expensive like thing. You can just go to like Puerto Rico or Guatemala or even Montreal, somewhere very budget friendly and close by. You can just go there for a week, and you're basically building your confidence of being outside of the US or just your country for a longer period of time. To say you're starting from scratch, you've never even left the country, I would say you should go to a city in the United States. So for example, you can go somewhere with like a different culture, like New Orleans. They kind of have their own thing going on over there. It's super cool. You can go to New Orleans, or maybe, like I said, you can go to Montreal or Vancouver, or you can even go to like Mexico, but you can just take a shorter trip, so 3 to 5 days, so that you can build your confidence. My next tip, guys, is to talk to other long-term travelers. Get some encouragement, get some motivation, see that feel like normal, and see that there are people doing this all over the world and all the time. Sometimes when you're telling this dream to family members and friends, that some of them that have never even left the country, they look at you like you're crazy. And then you start to second guess yourself. And I know I'm not the only one that has delayed many travel experiences because I was worried about what other people thought of me going traveling abroad. And my number one regret, probably shouldn't be a regret, but I don't know what else to call it. My number one thing, and the thing that kind of motivates me to keep following my dreams and traveling, is I let myself down, and I did not go on this study abroad trip that I was like dreaming about in Denmark. I did not go on it because I knew that my family members and friends would think that I'm crazy for wanting to go to Denmark for 3 months. And also I was worried about money, only to later find out that there were so many different scholarships that I could have taken. Like, they were just sitting on the table. I could have had the scholarships pay for my entire trip in Denmark. But yeah, that's a story for another video. Again, talk to other travelers, go on different Reddit forums, go to different Facebook groups. Facebook group is probably like the best thing you can do. Again, I love the Facebook group Girls Love Travel. There's so much motivation there. My next tip, guys, is to pack all the things that you need. Be unapologetic about the things that you need that'll make you happy when you're traveling. Do not fall for the whole pack light, be a minimalist. Do what you want to do. Pack all the things you need. I made a video on the 18 things you need to pack when traveling to anywhere in the world. Watch that video. It'll help you when you're packing. I'll link that above and below. In that video also, I talked about the fact that I pack curry powder because I'm Guyanese and I need my curry. I pack that when I'm traveling. So this is your experience and it's all about you. So focus on your needs and the things that make you happy. Pack what you need. My next tip, guys, is to have all the boring travel stuff like together, like travel logistics. Make sure you have yourself set up to travel. So for example, you have travel insurance, your visas are, you have a visa if necessary, you have your vaccine if necessary. All that boring travel stuff that could break your trip. You need to have that all together and just be very stern and organized with that, especially since COVID. Make sure you watch my video on your first country as a budget traveler, where I get into detail of everything you need to do when planning your trip. So this video is great for you if you're like starting from scratch. This is your first time traveling abroad, or even if you have some experience traveling abroad. I just go into detail on all the nitty-gritty things you need to do when traveling, because it's so important. Again, especially since we're dealing with COVID, these countries are not playing around. They will deny you entry. And also, I created a checklist on everything you need to do when traveling abroad. I'll link that in the description. It covers just about everything. And guys, my very last tip to help you have the courage to travel to a new country for a month is to have confidence in yourself, to believe in yourself, and to listen to yourself. Whether you're feeling like you should pause your trip for a little bit, delay your trip for a little bit, whether you feel like you should change countries, whatever you're feeling, just follow your gut, do the research, and make decisions based on what's best for you. Again, like I said, people are going to tell you that you're crazy for wanting to do this, because it's not the normal thing to do. It's so rewarding and there's so much joy that comes from this experience. It's not crazy at all. It's an awesome experience. So don't worry about that. But again, just follow what you're feeling and make the best decisions for you. So guys, I really hope this video helped. If you have any questions about living in a new country for a month, be sure to leave them in the description. I want to make a ton of videos about this because, again, it's my new favorite thing to do. Be sure to like this video, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.